I'm back with another video. I'm not sure if it's this background or it's just the way the sun is right now, but I just feel like I look a bit grey in this video, but we will persevere. I don't know, is it just bad makeup? Guys, please let me know, because I'm pretty bad at makeup. I just put on the no makeup thing. Maybe I'm just not used to myself with red lipstick. I don't know, but something feels weird. But we'll move on from that. I've been struggling to create content because I'm trying to leave my hair alone so that it grows. And so, right? And the thing that's been bothering me lately is that I really feel like, okay, let me actually start getting ready instead of just talking. I really feel like my hair hasn't grown visibly in a long time. Okay guys, I just do this to encourage my edges to lay, and so that when I actually do go in and lay them when I'm done doing my hair, that they actually do something here. There's some adult hairs lying down here, it's not just the babies, but it's how I encourage my hair to actually do it when I need it to. Anyway, this is how I live my life, in these ugly braids. But I don't know if you noticed, the braids are getting thicker and shinier. See that, some shine coming through. And I've gone from washing my hair every 7 to 10 days to washing my hair every 10 to 14 days. Just part of more leaving it alone, and then I just, re-moisturize in between whenever the braids and or twists look dry. And that's been working, but that also means literally doing the exact same thing I did in my ORS wash day video. And yeah, that's been my life. So nothing interesting to report back on. The fact that my hair hasn't been growing has been weighing on me for a long time, because when I look at pictures from, say, August last year, I feel like my hair is the same length. To be fair to myself, that hair was blown out in smaller sections, so maybe if I took the time to blow my hair out, maybe I'd notice growth. But yeah, I feel like it hasn't been visible in a while. I haven't had visible hair growth in a while. So for me, that's just pretty boring. And so I started to take hair, skin and nail gummies, and they had a very low dose of biotin, but this happened, this breakout, and it's just making me sad. This background really is making me gray, guys. Okay, so maybe gray is not the wave anymore, because I kind of look like a zombie, or I used foundation that's too light for me, and I use the foundation I've always used, and I have it in my summer shade. But and that made me sad, the whole biotin thing, because I was just I want to do something to boost my hair growth that doesn't involve me doing more to my hair. I don't want to spend more time than an hour every 2 weeks on it. And that's just, I don't know. So, it's always really annoying when you're looking for hair growth remedies, and it's just kind of well, your diet and exercise are the best things you can do for yourself. It is true, but it's also annoying. I wanted a fast solution, just so that I can do more with my hair, see more from it. But I mean, leaving it alone has really helped. It's, I feel like it's thicker. It feels thicker to the touch, and my braids are just big and juicy, and I can do 8 of them now. But I guess I wasn't trying to get a full stretch. I don't know. But my hair is just generally shinier and happier, and so I'm going to continue to leave it alone. So a thing that happened, I did my first bikini wax about 3 months ago, and woo, it is sore, guys. I don't want to lie, it is sore, but it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. And the first one apparently is always your worst one, because your hair follicles are strong, and you know, because before I used to shave, and so apparently that just makes your hair follicles like just live and super active, and so it's more tension to like rip them out, or to rip the hair out of the follicle. And then the more you go, the thinner your hair gets, and the less it hurts. That's pretty much like the science behind that, right? So I went, it was painful. The second time was less painful, sure. And then the third time was around the week of Eid. And, you know, I got lazy and I figured I'd go the next week, and then the next week I got busy, and then before I knew it, I was like back to full bush. So for me, going every like 5 weeks is ideal, because the hair is long enough to actually get caught by the wax, but not so long that it hurts. Like you don't give the hair follicles all the time in the world to recover. Like that's not what you want to do to yourself. So cool, I let time go by, and now I was back to full bush, and I was like, oh, you know, like dreading the pain. So I was like, okay, maybe I can manage the pain better if I do my own waxes, because I came across this video by a between, I don't know, I'll link the video down below. I don't know how to say her name, but she has some like really helpful videos about sugaring, like sugar waxing. She does a lot of like DIYs on her channel, but sugaring is a thing that caught my attention. And so I tried the recipe and I got it completely wrong. And that was mainly because I had brown sugar in the house, so I couldn't tell when to take the sugar off the stove. I don't know how people do get ready with me, guys. I don't know how to focus. Anyway, so I couldn't get the consistency right, and I got pretty frustrated. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna buy those Veet wax strips, like specifically for the bikini area. And cool, I buy the Veet wax strips, and guys, that was the most painful thing. I pretty much waxed like 2 patches, and I bought admission. I was like, I can't do this. It was the absolute worst. And the instructions on the packet tell you to stick it on in the direction of the hair growth, and then pull it off like in the opposite direction of hair growth. And I was not going to do that, because you want to pull it out in the direction of your hair growth, so that your new hairs grow in properly and you don't get like weird ingrowns and stuff. So I just did it my way, and because the strips are a certain size, you know, it rips off pretty much that much, so you have like no control. It's pretty much like when the waxing lady does it, and it was excruciating. So I was like, okay, so maybe let me just go back to the drawing board and buy white sugar and try A-Between's sugaring recipe again. So I tried it out with white sugar, and I didn't get it right. It was still slightly overcooked. So while I was waxing, you know, the little bit of wax that I had left over just got too hard, and I couldn't mold it onto my skin and wax. So instead of giving up or making a new batch, I just figured, you know what, let me just like pop it in the microwave. So I kind of salvaged it that way, and I popped it in the microwave for 10 seconds to just soften it up. This is cute. To just soften it up and then try again. And it worked for the most part. It worked. Sorry, I just need hairpins. And so for those of you who didn't know what I was talking about when I said my hair is a non-color, this gray that's making the rest of me gray too actually brings out the color that my hair looks in person. So not really black, but not brown either, just sort of ashy. But I mean, ashy as it is, it also still has a bit of shine, which I'm quite proud of. You know, my hair is a bigger recluse than I am. It's an introvert. But anyway, so I reheated the wax for 10 seconds just to make it malleable again. It does harden as it cools, so I just molded it so that I could carry on waxing. The harder it dries, the more painful the waxing can be. But you do have more control when you use sugar wax, just because you flick your wrist, so you decide how far it goes. You sort of flick your wrist, mold it back on, and flick a little bit further. And so that was a big thing for me with pain management. And yeah, guys, the results were, you know, smooth and soft and pretty. One thing I haven't figured out is how to do the back yet. I know it's TMI, but that's part of a bikini wax. So I'll just figure that out like I figured out how to do the actual bikini wax. When I get the formula right, then maybe I can show you guys a little demo on my legs or on my stash or something. I think legs will be better because you'll be able to just see more because it's a bigger surface area. But I absolutely love it, and it's something that I'm going to keep doing. And it saves me money. Like, the inner cheapskate in me is very happy about that. Where I can save even 50 cents, I'll do it. So yeah, that's going to be my new thing. I'm obviously going to still need to get my brows done because I'm not going to mess with those. I can, you know, barely put on makeup. So messing with brows is, yeah, it's not on my try things out list. And my brows take quite a while to grow back in, about 8 weeks until they start looking crazy, and it's been that 8 weeks, and that's why I'm back to looking crazy. So yeah, but I mean, that cuts my waxing bill down by more than half, which is great. Back to the hair. Yeah, so the fact that biotin messed me up as much as it did, and like such a small dose, just means it's not for me, and I'm gonna have to find other ways to like boost my hair growth past this plateau. I've tried onion juice, and that actually does work. It's just that my head smelling like an onion, it's too much of a thing. And I tried rice water for a little while, but I didn't carry on with it because I'm protein sensitive, and I just didn't want to risk damaging my hair with protein overload. But that's worked for a lot of people as well. I don't know, I've just been scared to go ahead with it because I do get that sort of dryness after like consistent use. So that's not going to work for me either. It's really hard to find guava leaves around here, even dried ones. And I don't know how effective like buying guava leaf tea will be, because the box that I saw makes no claims about it being organic or anything like that. But I might give that a try as like a spritz maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to try a bunch of different growth aids, see if anything makes a difference. Can you see this right here? Like the kind of ashiness that I always talk about, like my hair is neither brown nor black, but it is sort of getting a little more brown at the tips, and that's just the sun here burning you to a crisp. So at least, you know, I'm getting a little bit of free bleaching. But that slowed down since I've started to cover my hair when I go outside. You know, but I guess it does get some sun whenever I'm out there in a puff. And so I might end up blonde. Let's see how that works. Yeah, but I really want to get past this plateau. I'm going to start massaging my head, like all those, you know, regular things that take consistency, which is boring. Like, consistency is very boring, but it's the only thing that like gives you the hair growth. So one thing I've seen is that my hair growth cycle in the first 2 years is, you know, right through the roof. And that's, at that point, that's when I probably go into my telo phase, which is like where it's dying and falling off. And so yeah, I'll figure it out and see how long I have to wait it out until like a new growth phase comes in. I don't know if past this point I will get rapid growth. I've been very tempted, like very tempted to get a haircut, like not a full-on cut, but like sides and back, and I am fighting the temptation. I wanna see how long my hair can get. Not it taking over my life. I'm not gonna like do a journey to waist length and get like t-shirts printed or anything. I just want a little bit more hair than this, but that's also a bit nuts because I know that a year and a half ago this would have been my fro goals. So I guess it's just a matter of like finding a balance and being satisfied. And that's the thing, maybe I'm just doing that whole thing where I keep on pushing back the goalpost and not being satisfied with my hair, but it's healthy, it's back to healthy. And yeah, thanks to my introverted hair that likes to be left alone, because it's become a whole lot less maintenance. But yeah, so the goal now is to enjoy it every now and again in between, rest of the time leave it alone, and see where that gets us. So we'll keep chatting. Let me know what it is that you want to hear from me, what it is about moving to Dubai that you might want to know. And yeah, we'll discuss the rest as and when we'll figure it out, and I'll see you at next week's Friday. Mwah.